Hi students, welcome back to today's class. Today we are going to see Unit 3, that is Relational Database Management Systems. Under this we are going to see the session 3, that is Perform Operations on a Table, and session 4 also we will see in the next video, that is Retrieve Data using Query, and session 5, Creating Forms and Reports using Wizard. So these three sessions we will discuss in today's class. So let us see one by one. First we'll move on to session 3, that is Perform Operations on a Table. So you know what is meant by table. Okay, so we can represent data in the form of rows and columns. That is only known as tabular format or table. What operations we can perform on the table after creating the table? So we can view the table contents with the help of the select command, that is retrieving data from the table. And the next one is inserting data. Any record, if you want to insert, you can insert the records into the table, and you can delete some records from the table, and you can modify some values in the table. Okay, so these are the operations we are going to see here in session 3 and session 4 also. Okay, so let us move on to the third session, that is performing operations on the table. Okay, so in a database, you can define the structure of the data and manipulate the data using some commands. So we can, how we can create the structure of the data? With the help of the create table command, we can create the structure for the data. Okay, and we can perform manipulations using some commands. Okay, there are two type of languages for this task. First one is for creating the structure of the data, that is data definition language. That is only create table, table name. That command we will use it for creating the structure of the data. Okay, and in order to manipulate the data, we can go for this data manipulation language, DML. So what are the two type of languages are used for defining the structure of the data and manipulating the data? For defining the structure of the data, we will use data definition language, and for manipulating the data, we can use the data manipulation language. So a data manipulation language, it is a language that enables the user, okay, to access and manipulate a database. If you want to access the data, that is want to read the data, or if you want to do some modification or deletion on the data, you can perform in the database with the help of the data manipulation language. The goal is to provide efficient human interaction with the system. So every user can able to interact with the system. For that reason only this data manipulation language was designed. So data manipulation involves, so what are all the things involves under data manipulation? Operations involves are retrieval of information from the database using select statement, and insertion of new information into the database using insert statement, and deletion of information in the database, that is delete statement, and modification of information in the database using update statement. So you should remember these statements names. Okay, so modification, updation meaning are same, but we should not use modify statement. Okay, even for retriever also, retrieve statement like that we should not use. Okay, select, insert, delete, update, these are the four statements are used under data manipulation languages. So what is meant by query language? Query language is a part of DML involving information retrieval only. So only for information retrieval this query language is used. The terms DML and query language are often used synonymously. Okay. A popular data manipulation language is a structured query language, that is SQL. Okay, SQL like that also we will say. This is used to retrieve and manipulate data in a relational database. Okay, in our RDBMS, using SQL, we can retrieve and manipulate the data in the relational database. Other forms of DML are those used by IMS/DLI databases, Codacil databases. This is network model based database, and such as IDMS database, okay, integrated database management system. So like that, some databases are also using other forms methods of DML. Okay, so data manipulation language, it consists of SQL data change statements which modify stored data but not the schema or database objects. So only the statements, okay, SQL data change statements are used, which is modifying stored data, which is used to modify the stored data. Whatever data we have stored in the table, that is only going to be modified, but not the schema. What is meant by schema? The structure of the data, that is database. Structure of the database in the sense, column names and all, how many column names given, So what is the column name? The column names and all, we will not change it. Okay, so that is why it is known as schema. That is, we won't change the schema or database objects. So we won't do changes in the column names or that is number of columns we will not affect. Okay, we won't affect. There are two types of DML, procedural and non-procedural data manipulation language. So how the procedural language will work? So here in under procedural, the user specifies what data is needed and how to get it. So he will give which information he wants from the database and in which way he can get it. So both are specified by the user. But in case of non-procedural, only what data is needed alone is going to be specified by the user, and how to get it will not be specified by the user. This is easier for the user, but may not generate the code as efficient as that produced by the procedural languages. Next one is insert statement. So insert statement is used to add one or more records to a database. So record in the sense horizontal entries in the table only known as what? Uh, Records. Okay, records are tuples or rows. Like that we will call in three different names. Records, rows or tuples. Okay, so insert statement is used to add one or more records to a database. The general syntax of the insert statement is shown below. So this you need to remember properly, because maximum questions will be asked from session 3, 4 and 5 only as a big, that is 5 mark questions. No, they will be asking from 3, 4, 5 only. So you need to concentrate more on DDL and DML. Okay, so under DML only we are seeing this statements. That is first one, insert statement. Okay, so what is the general syntax or general format of the insert statement? If you want to insert any value into the table, okay, you need to follow the following syntax. Okay, insert into table name you need to mention, and column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay, which columns and all you need to assign a value. For example, in your table, if you have around 5 or 6 columns, okay, so that 6 column names you need to be mentioned within double quotes by separated by comma. Afterwards you need to write values. Okay, so this column 1, column 2, column 3, all the column names should be enclosed within the parentheses. Here they have given angular bracket, that is less than and greater than angular bracket, but here in the syntax alone it is given like angular bracket. But when you are using, you need to use this parenthesis only. See here the following example, how it is given in this format only you need to mention. So this is the general format only. Okay, so column 1 comma column 2 comma column 3, etc. You can give n number of columns. Okay, so which is defined in the beginning itself. Rows we cannot define. So how many number of rows or records we will insert, we cannot able to determine or estimate earlier itself. But what we can estimate or what we can define earlier itself, how many number of columns we can use it in the table, that we can define while creating the table itself. Okay, so you can mention the number of columns and followed by values. This word you need to write. After that only use the parenthesis, and for the first column 1 value. Okay, so you should not change the order of the values when you are passing the values for these column names. Okay, so whatever column names you have mentioned here, okay, for the same column name you need to pass the value in the same order. Okay, so in that if you do the changes, this will create an error. Okay, so at the end semicolon compulsorily you need to give. So this is the format for or general syntax for the insert statement. Okay, so to add a record in the database created earlier, so earlier we have created sdetails database. Okay, type the following and click execute. Okay, so you need to type the following statements and you need to click execute in order to insert the details into a database table name called the sdetails. That is, in this table we have ID column, name, roll number, DOB, class, phone, email, color and location. So everything is enclosed within double quotes and separated by comma. Afterwards we have closed the parenthesis, then we have given these values. Okay, see here values given, and opening the parenthesis, ID value you need to pass here, name value. So ID is integer even though it is given within single quotes, and name also given within single quotes, and then roll number and then date of birth, everything is enclosed in single quotes. And finally you need to close the parenthesis after giving the location at the end semicolon. So after inserting the data into the table, use select query to view the updated table. So now we have added one record now. So after updation, after inserting the data, the record, above record into the table, what we need to do? We need to use the select query or select statement to view the updated table, changed table, okay. After execution, we should see a window, we will see a window similar to the one displayed below. So like this, eighth row record is got added, okay. So we need to apply select star from details in order to see the entire content. See here, entire content, how they viewed from the table S details by giving the command called select statement, that is select star from S details at the end, semicolon. Afterwards, we will able to view the contents like this. All the records are going to be displayed. So if you use star after select statement, that indicates that all the records, okay, everything from the table. Next, after insert statement, we need to go for delete statement. So delete statement is used to remove one or more records in a database. One or more records, not single value, one or more records only. Even for insert statement also, you are inserting the entire record only, okay. So remove one record or more records in a database. The general syntax of the delete statement is we need to give the condition. So according to the condition, whichever rows or records are satisfying that condition, everything will get deleted. That's why it is used to delete only one particular record at a time. It's not correct. One or more records we can delete because of based on the condition, okay. So delete from, what is the syntax of the delete statement? Delete from which table, okay. Delete from which table, that table name, and then where condition we need to give at the end, semicolon, okay. So to delete one of the records in the table created earlier using delete statement, you can type the following and click execute. Delete from S details where ID is equal to 8. See, now only you have seen ID is equal to 8, transitting 67. His details and all is displayed at the end now. That record I am deleting now, where ID is equal to 8 at the end, semicolon. So execute select query to view the updated table. So select star from details at the end, semicolon, we have given after using this statement, delete statement, okay. So after execution, you should see a window similar to the one displayed. So notice that record with roll number 8. See here, record with roll number 8, no, it is deleted from the database. Next is sorting data, okay. Sorting means to arrange the data in either ascending order or descending order. So let me show the how this S details, no, how the S details values and we can see here by double clicking on this. I have opened this. Now let us close this. See, we can go for queries. Create query in SQL view. We need to click. Okay. So under database objects, we need to go for left side query, okay. And after that, create view, create SQL in design view, okay. That one you need to click, okay. So now we need to go for typing the, see here SQL query window has opened. Here you need to type select star from, because already S details I have created, I have shown you the 4 records now. That 4 records you can view it now after applying the select query. Select star from, okay. Now I have opened this OpenOffice base. In the OpenOffice base already I have created the table and I have entered the values also, okay. So select star from SD. SD is capital because I have saved the file name. You should not give small letters. As service, you should not give the table name. Which table name you have created, in which spellings and capital letters, small letters, everything you need to consider here while you are giving the query, okay. Otherwise, it will not show any result. See, after select star from S details, you should not press enter. What you need to do here is you need to click on F5 key from the keyboard or else run query. See this icon you need to click. Okay, tick mark one icon is there now. So immediately 4 records are displayed. Whatever I have added earlier, that records, everything is displayed here. If you want to view one by one, you can view like this, okay, by clicking left arrow, right arrow. So if you want to go to last place immediately, you need to click this arrow, right arrow with one vertical line, okay. So this is used for moving to last record, okay. This is used to moving to first record, okay. So now we'll move on to the topic. See, sorting data. What is meant by sorting? Sorting means to arrange the data in either ascending order or descending order. So select the columns, then click on sort buttons, then data will be displayed accordingly. See, employee name is unsorted earlier, now it is sorted. So let me show that. Okay, sorting, unsorting. See now, based on name, I'm going to sort. Now Ravi, Binu, Leena, Hina, like that the data is displayed. Now we are going to perform ascending order, sorting ascending. So okay, for that you need to select this column. How to select this column? Click on this top column name. Okay, column name you have click on. You should click on in order to select. See here, if I click on roll number got selected. Now in the same way, click on the column name, and according to this column name, that is student name wise, we are going to perform sorting. Student name wise, we are going to perform the sorting. So A to Z. See here, ID numbers and all changed. So 2, 4, 3, 1 like that it is displayed. But here every value got displayed according to the student name. So first B, then H, then L, then R. So like that in ascending order the data got displayed. So now again in descending order we will display. Okay. So in descending order also now it is got displayed 1, 3, 4, 2 like that it is displayed. See here, ID numbers and all changed. Every value related to this record is related to the column name is going to be expanded here. Okay. So like this you can perform either ascending order or descending order sorting with the help of this A to Z and Z to A icon. Okay. Now referential integrity. So referential integrity is used to maintain the accuracy and consistency of the data in a relationship. So when two or more tables if we are having in a database, one particular database, if we want to maintain accurate data in both the tables, okay, we have multiple tables under one database, no? So every database will have a relationship with each other. Okay, at least few column names will be similar in every table. Okay, at least one minimum one column name should be similar in all the tables. Then only we can make a association and relationship between all the tables. Okay, so whatever changes we are making in the base table, that should get reflected in the reference table also. Or reference table straight away we cannot add any records also. So all these things we need to consider here. So because of this referential integrity, we can maintain accuracy and we can maintain consistency. We can maintain the consistency of data in a relationship. So consistency in the sense correctness of the data, accuracy also related to consistency only. So correct data, that is latest data we will be having because of this referential integrity. So it is used to maintain accuracy and consistency of data in a relationship. So in OpenOffice base, data can be linked between two or more tables with the help of the primary key and foreign key constraints. So referential integrity, it helps to avoid. So what and all it will not allow us to do. So when we are adding records to a related table, if there is no associated record available in the primary key table. So if there is no related record is available in the table, but we are trying to add the records newly to the related table, referenced table, it won't allow. Referential integrity it won't allow. That is after making link between the tables, that is only known as referential integrity. Okay. So after that, it won't allow us to add the records to a related table or reference to table if there is no associated record available in the primary key table. Next, changing values in a primary key if any dependent record are present in the associated table. So if you are changing the values in the primary, if any dependent records are present in the associated table. So the main table, if you are making changes, and if the table is depending on the if the table records are dependent which are presented in associated table or referenced table, so that also will not be allowed by the referential integrity. Okay, and deleting record from a primary key table. Okay, if there are any matching related records available in the associated table, that is related table, if there is any matching record, if you are trying to delete the primary key table that record, it will not allow. Okay, so these are the three things will be happening when we are applying this referential integrity. So how we can create and edit relationship between the tables? So what is meant by relationship first? A relationship refers to an association or connection between two or more tables. There is a connection or association between two or more tables. That is only known as relationship. When you relate two tables, You don't need to enter the same data in the separate tables. So when we are after relating, no, we no need to enter the same value in the two or more referenced tables. Okay, you don't need to enter the same data in a separate tables. So relationship between the tables helps to save the time, as there is no need to enter the same data in separate tables. That is the first one. Saving time, because we no need to enter the same data in the different tables. And it reduces data entry errors. Okay, because everything is related. Because of referential integrity, if you are trying to delete or if you are trying to insert in the reference table, that will not be allowed. So it is reducing data entry errors. Summarize data from the related tables. We can make a summary of all the tables together and we can get the report. Okay, it summarizes data from related tables also. Okay, so for these three things, relationships are between the tables are very helpful. So you can create a relationship between any two tables by selecting the relationships option from the tools menu. So from the tools menu, we need to click on relationships. Okay, now let me explain this two tables I have created already, department and employee table without any records only. But now how I can make a relationship, let me show that. Okay, you need to click on tools and then relationships. Okay, two table names will get displayed here. First you just click on which table name you want to get at the left side. Okay, so click on employee and add. Okay, now click on DEPT and then add. Okay, two tables now got added here. Okay, so if you want to make a relationship, let us see one by one. See, by clicking on tools relationships, we can create a relationship between any two tables. So add the tables in the amongst which you want to create the relationship. Select the tables and click on add icon. So now only I explained, you need to select which table you want to view at the left side and right side. According to that, you choose the table and click on add. There are three types of relationships which can be created in the tables. First one is one-to-one relationship. Second one, many-to-one or one-to-many. Third one, many-to-many. Okay, so like that we can establish how many types of relationships? Three types of relationships we can create. So there are two ways to create the relationship between the tables. First one, click on insert option and select new relation option in the relation design window. Okay, and select the options as required. After clicking that new relation, this window will get opened. You need to select the options as required. So from first one, tables involved are EMP and DEPT, and fields involved are EMP ID and department ID. So like that you can choose whichever field you want to have and click on OK. Okay. So next one, drag the primary key column from one table and drop it on the key column on the another table. So this is the another method in order to create the one-to-one relationship. So one-to-one relationship, in this relationship, both the tables must have the primary key columns. So in under one-to-one relationship, both the column must have the primary key primary key. Okay, both the tables must have primary key columns. Okay. See here. Here department ID is not having a primary key field. This is not assigned as primary key field. After assigning, I will show to you one more time. Now I can create one-to-many relationship. Okay, because only one table must have a primary key, other table should not have any primary key at all. So for that, I can show to you. Okay, so now in this case, under this one-to-one relationship case, both the tables must have primary key columns. This condition and all you need to remember, both the tables must have the primary key columns, then only we can create one-to-one relationship. Example, in the given tables EMP and DEPT, EMP underscore ID in EMP table and DEPT ID underscore ID in DEPT table are the primary keys. Okay, see here the key symbol is available in front of the field. EMP ID and DEPT ID is set as primary key. You know how we can we need to choose the primary key field. So that value should be unique for every record. Okay, so employee ID and DEPT ID will be different for every individual row or record. But if you consider other names and all, department name will be repeated for some employees. Location also will be repeated for some employees. There should not be any repetition in the selected field. So like that you need to choose one column name or field name, okay, as the primary key field from both the tables. That should be done while you are designing the schema for the table itself. Okay, next is one-to-many relationship. In this relationship, one of the table must have the primary key column. See here, it is having primary key column. Okay. It signifies that one column of primary key table is associated with all the columns of the associated table. So in the given tables, EMP and DEPT, EMP ID, EMP underscore ID in EMP table is the primary key. So I'll show to you that one-to-many relationship now. Okay, click on insert new relation. Okay, so from DEPT, from employee first we'll give and DEPT next. Okay, see employee here. Insert new relation. So let me choose EMP. Okay, now under EMP you need to choose EMP ID, and under department you need to choose department ID. Okay, click on, see 1 to n relationship is established. The other way, okay, how to delete this? Right click over this thread. Okay, thread means this line, no, this line only is indicated in your book as a thread. Okay, so right click over this thread and click delete. That will get deleted. So this is one way, by click on insert a new relation and choosing the options like how I have done for you. So EMP, if you have chosen here, under this is tables involved. So relations dialog box will get open. Under this fields, whichever fields you want to make a link, no, so that fields you need to choose. Okay, I want to make a relationship between employee ID and DEPT ID, connection between these two fields. So that was established. So now another method is just by clicking and dragging from EMP ID to department ID. Okay, I have clicked and dragged from here to here. So this is another method. So two way we can create a relationship between the two tables. And many-to-many relationship. In this relationship, no table has the primary key column. See here, employee ID also not having this primary key field, and DEPT also not having primary key field. So like that, you can choose the, you should have a tables with no primary key field. So like that, if it is there, you can establish many-to-many relationship. So in the given tables, EMP and DEPT, there is no primary key here. Okay, so how to remove the relationship, that also I have explained now only. The relationship applied on the tables can be removed also with the help of the delete option. So right click on the relationship thread, see relationship thread, you need to right click and select delete option. In this way you can delete the relationship between the two tables. Now you have understood about how we are making relationship. So this is only known as referential integrity. So because we are referring one base table, that is a associated table is referring the base table. Okay, so here DEPT is the associated table or child table, that is referring the base table, parent table EMP. Understood? So with this we will end up this session 3, that is performing operations on a table. Next we will see the next 4th session in the next video. Thank you, students.